At the beginning of the film, we observe the main character wandering around the Parisian streets. Soon, Fanny Fournier hears someone calling her name. Turning around, she sees Alain in front of her, who studied together with her in the same school. The guy is very glad that he met Fanny. Together, they remember their teacher in literature. Alain offers to go somewhere, but the girl says that she has to go to work at the auction house. The boy offers to walk Fanny and, on the way, tells her that he has become a writer. Alain is traveling a lot, but stayed in Paris to write his book. The guy proposes to meet sometime and discuss old times. He also recalls that he was mad at Fanny in his school days. She agrees, but says that she is married, so now she can be found by the surname Fournier. After work, Fanny goes home. There, the girl is preparing for a party, which her husband Jean must attend. The man admires Fanny's beauty and gives her a gift, an expensive ring. She is embarrassed and says that she still cannot wear such expensive jewelry. Jean asks his wife to wear the ring after all and to impress everyone at the party. During the event, the man's friends gossip first about his wife and then about himself. It turns out that Jean's companion was found in the water. According to the police version, he took his own life, but it looks suspicious. The girl talks to Chloe and tells about the meeting with Alain. Fanny reasons that after her first marriage, she became convinced that there is nothing good in marriage. On the weekend, the girl goes with Jean and his friends to the countryside, although she is not very fond of such entertainment. On a hunt, Fanny's husband hits a big deer. At dinner, the girl says that Chloe asked her again about what Jean does for a living. The man evasively replies that he helps rich people get even richer. On Monday, Fanny goes to work and receives a phone call. Alain offers the girl to meet, and she gladly agrees. During the walk, the guy talks about his first failed marriage, which, however, helped him to start writing. Fanny also mentions that she was married to a not very nice man, but then Jean rescued her. While eating a sandwich, Alain thinks that his meeting with the girl could also form the basis of a book, as she has an interesting backstory. The guy leaves Fanny his phone number in case she wants to meet again. Soon, the character's mother arrives at Jean's house. The man is very kind to Aline. He tries to please her. In the evening, Jean takes his mother-in-law and wife to a restaurant. There he meets his acquaintance Marcel. Jean is angry when the girl kindly chats with him. Fanny tells her mother that her husband is too jealous. After dinner, she talks to Aline. The woman says that she will leave tomorrow, as she needs to visit her sister. Aline is pity that she will not be able to go to the countryside, but the girl says that it is not worth it. Jean always invites uninteresting people who can only talk about money or luxury. Soon the man himself appears, who offers to show Aline his toy railway. Jean recalls that as a child he was very vulnerable, and when people laughed at him, he would run away and get on the first train. Aline sincerely sympathizes that Jean had such difficult experiences in his youth that he ran away. Soon, the woman leaves. Fanny continues to go to work, and on her lunch break she sees her old acquaintance. Alain continues to speculate about the power of chance, which brought them together after so many years. The guy wanders with Fanny through a bookshop and buys her a small collection of poetry. The girl reads it while her husband in the countryside tells something fascinating to his friends. Returning to Paris, Fanny continues to work. One day at lunchtime, Alain suggests that they go to his place, as it's rainy outside. Fanny agrees and promises to help the boy cook bolognese. Already in the flat, the girl tells that life in Paris turned out to be not so charming. Fanny really likes the flat of the guy. He says that it is ideal for a writer. At the table, Alain suddenly takes the girl by the hand. However, she reminds her of her marital status. Fanny is frightened that she constantly thinks about the guy and wants to see him more often. Alain kisses the girl, and she reciprocates. In the evening, Fanny returns home and lies to her husband about having been to the gallery. She sometimes answers inappropriately, which worries and alerts Jean. Fanny also calls her lover, but doesn't know what to say and feels anxious. The meetings between Alain and the girl continue. Fanny tells her friend about the lover. The girl is angry that she is falling more and more in love with Alain and betraying her husband. At the same time, Fanny feels that she doesn't want to destroy her marriage. Chloe advises the girl to leave Alain while it is still possible. Jean begins to suspect something. During the lunch, the man calls Fanny and offers to come to spend a break together. However, the wife refuses, as she is already sitting with Alain. In the evening, Fanny goes to take a shower. Jean tries to inform her about the phone call. However, she doesn't hear it. The man himself picks up the phone. However, no one answers. Fanny continues to spend time with her lover, but she is frightened that Alain plans to stay in Paris for her. Jean, meanwhile, goes to extreme measures. The man goes to a private detective and asks him to follow his wife. In just one day, much evidence of Fanny's infidelity is gathered. Jean receives a recording on which he hears his wife calling the meeting with Alain an irony and an accident. The man is angry, as accidents are created by people. Fanny's infidelity hurts him deeply. Returning home, Jean talks to his wife as if nothing had happened, and then decides to call. The man talks with Dragos and appoints him to a personal meeting. Jean then returns to the living room, where he tells his wife how dear she is to him. The next day, the man meets with Dragos. Jean is ready to pay well for him that is meant to get rid of Alain. The man also warns Dragos that nothing must be left of the boy, so that there will be no mishap like with his companion. Jean is promised that Alain's remains will be dropped from a helicopter somewhere over the Atlantic. Meanwhile, Fanny visits her lover and says she will soon gather strength and talk to her husband. She leaves for work, and Alain returns to writing his book. The man is soon interrupted by the appearance of Dragos and his companion. The men quickly deal with Alain and leave his house with a heavy bag. In the evening, Fanny wants to explain to her husband, but he doesn't listen to her because they are late for an important dinner. While the girl gets drunk, the bag with Alain is dumped into the ocean. Jean brings his drunken wife home and helps her to go to bed. The next day, the man calls Dragos and learns that it's done. Fanny goes to work, however, in no way can she get through to her lover. This makes the girl nervous and distracted. Unable to withstand this, Fanny visits the boyfriend's flat. She is shocked to see that Alain, as well as all his belongings, have simply disappeared. At dinner, Fanny feels very despondent and lost. This state of mind carries over to the rest of the day. Aline soon arrives and notices that something is wrong with her daughter. Jean admits this but mentions that his wife thinks it is due to lack of sleep. Aline goes to the countryside with her daughter and finds out why she is unwell. Fanny thinks that Alain simply ran away when she said she would leave her rich husband. Aline suspects that the guy's disappearance may have something to do with Jean. However, the girl doesn't believe it. Soon, the man himself appears and offers Fanny to renew their wedding vows. She agrees, and Jean arranges a small country celebration on this occasion. There, Aline learns that Jean's companion disappeared under strange circumstances not long ago. Fanny becomes more gentle with her husband and behaves as before. Aline continues to convince her daughter that Jean may have known about the affair and removed the rival. Fanny asks her mother to calm down, but she will not give up. One day, when Jean is not at home, Aline goes through his things and finds a business card of a detective agency. The next day, the woman goes to the address and finds out that Fanny's husband has really been following her with the help of the detective. The man calls Jean and tells him about Aline's strange visit. During a walk with Fanny, the husband asks about her mother and what she is doing in Paris. In the evening, Aline invites her daughter to a restaurant. The woman shares her suspicions. Aline knows that Jean has much to gain from the disappearance of his companion. A woman believes that a man hired a private detective to spy on Fanny. Having learned that she had a lover, Jean hired people to get rid of him. Hearing these versions, Fanny is very angry with her mother, believing that she has read too many detective novels. The girl quarrels with Aline and leaves, saying that she is not hungry. Fanny doesn't want to discuss this anymore. She believes that Alain simply ran away from responsibility. Jean is nervous after hearing from the Dena that Aline is coming up with strange conspiracy theories. In the evening, Fanny talks to her mother again and asks her to calm down and not to be suspicious of everyone around her. Their conversation is secretly overheard by Jean. The next day, the man sees Dragos again and tells him that he has another complicated case to solve. Jean wants to get rid of his mother-in-law, but make it look as if she was accidentally shot by an inexperienced hunter, confusing her with prey. The man is worried that Aline will convince his daughter of his involvement in Alain's disappearance. Soon, Jean begins to realize his plan. Together with his wife and mother-in-law, the man goes to the countryside and offers to hunt. Aline remembers that she forgot her pills in the city. Fanny goes back for them, while Jean and her mother go into the thicket. The girl also decides to visit Alain's flat. In a secret cupboard, Fanny discovers his manuscript, which he valued more than anything else in the world. She calls her mother and says that she now believes that Alain has not just run away, but that something has happened to him. Jean, meanwhile, points a gun at Aline. Ironically, however, he himself is shot by inept hunters who mistake a moving shadow for a deer. This is the end of the film. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this film, and see you in new videos.